Okay, here we're going to do a quick review of subtracting mixed numbers, and then we're going to look at how to subtract mixed numbers when we have to regroup. Just a simple problem. 2 and 2/3 cakes are sitting on the counter, so here's 2 and 2/3. The dog comes and eats 1 1/3. So to solve it as a picture, I'm going to draw this fraction and subtract this fraction. So this fraction, 2 and 2/3, has already been drawn. Let me subtract 1 and 1/3, which means subtract 1 whole and then subtract 1/3. And I'll just circle what's left, which is 1 whole and 1/3, or 1 and 1/3. I'll solve it with numbers. 2/3 minus 1/3 is 1/3, and 2 minus 1 is 1. Same answer. Okay, another problem. Math book weighs 4 3/4 pounds. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's 3/4. Let's subtract 3 1/4 to find the difference, or find how much more. So get rid of 1, 2, 3 wholes, and 1/4. I'll circle what's left, 1 and 2/4. So again, my answer is 1 whole and 2/4. Over here in the number sentence, 3/4 minus 1/4 is 2/4, and 4 minus 3 is 1. Same answer. However, if I have a problem like this, 1/3 minus 2/3, well, I can't have a smaller fraction on top if I'm going to subtract, so I'm going to have to regroup from my whole number. So we'll look at how we can do that. Just like with addition, when we have to regroup, we're going to decompose the fractions, or the mixed numbers, into improper fractions. So we're going to do the exact same steps we did before. And I'm going to think about 3 and 1/3. So that means 3 wholes, the size of each whole is 3/3. So 3/3 3 times. Here's 3/3 once, 3/3 twice, 3/3 3 times, plus 1/3. And that equals 3, 6, 9 plus 1 is 10/3. So I'll use that later. I'll decompose the second fraction. I have 3/3 as my whole, and I'll have one of those. So 1 whole of 3/3. 1 whole plus 2/3 equals 5/3. I'm also going to use this later. So I've got 10/3 and 5/3. I'll subtract those. This is a subtraction problem. 10/3 minus 5/3 equals 5/3. This is my answer, but I need to make it back into a mixed number, so I'll decompose that. 5/3, I'm going to think, well, since it's improper, I know there's more than a whole in there, so I can subtract or start that number sentence with my whole. Here's 3/3. Now, if I add another 3/3, that'll give me 6. That's too many, so we'll do 3/3 plus 2/3. Now, to get our answer, I'm going to see in this sentence there's 1 whole and 2/3 are left. That's my answer. We'll do another problem like that. 2 and 2/4 minus 1 and 3/4. 2/4 minus 3/4. Can't do that without regrouping, so we'll look at how we can do it. First thing, decompose this into an improper fraction. Based on the 4, the size of 1 whole is 4/4, and I have 2 of them, so we're going to see 4/4 twice. 4/4 once, 4/4 twice, plus 2/4. This mixed number has 2 wholes and 2/4. This number sentence has 2 wholes and 2/4. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10. 10/4. We'll use that in a minute. Same process here. 4/4, 1 time. 4/4 once plus 3/4. 1 whole and 3/4. 1 whole and 3/4. 4/4 plus 3/4 equals 7/4. We'll use that again later. This is a subtraction problem, so we'll do 10/4 minus 7/4. 10/4 minus 7/4 is 3/4. Now, with a problem like this, it didn't turn out to be improper. So 3/4 just equals 3/4. There's no whole that I can take out or add in my addition sentence. Based on this, there are no whole numbers, so I don't have any wholes. I just have 3/4, and that's the answer. Now, when we subtract mixed numbers that we have to regroup, if you do in the picture, It's fairly simple, but I'll just show you one little difference. I have 1/3 minus 2/3, so I know there's regrouping if I do it in numbers. If I have a picture, here's 3 and 1/3 minus 1 and 2/3. So I'll do the same steps, which are draw the larger mixed number, I did that, cross out the number of holes. So I've got one hole here, and I'm going to go ahead and cross out that one hole. Next is cross out the fraction that's left. Now the fraction that's left is 2/3, so I need to cross out 2/3. Well, here's 1/3. Now the regrouping, just like when you're doing a standard addition problem or subtraction problem, means you have to go to the next place value or the next column. What I'm doing here is I'm doing the same thing, going to the next hole. So I've got rid of 1/3, here's 2/3. So when I regroup in a picture, all it means is I have to go to more than one kind of like place value, if you want to think it like that. These are fractions, these are holes. Here's 1/3, here's 2/3. So I've got rid of 1 and 2/3. 1 and 2/3. Whatever's left, that's my answer. So what I have left is 1 whole and 2/3. We have to use multiple figures there. Let's look at another picture. 2/4 minus 3/4. I can't do that because 2/4 is smaller, but I'll go through the same steps. Draw the larger mixed number, 2 and 2/4. Now I'm going to cross out the number of holes that are being subtracted. See, there's one hole being subtracted, so I'll cross that out. Now I have to get rid of 3/4. So if I look here, I can just think, well, here's 1/4, here's 2/4, and the regrouping just means I'm going into the next hole. And I'm going to circle whatever's left. So my answer is just no holes, just 3/4. Okay, we'll take a look at a couple problems with just numbers all the way through. 3 and 3/5 minus 1 and 4/5. 3/5 is smaller than 4/5, so I'm going to need to decompose these into improper fractions. First thing to look at is the denominator. 5/5 is the size of a whole. I'll have 3 of them. I should have 5/5 3 times. 5/5 once, twice, 3 times, plus 3/5. I'm going to turn that to an improper fraction. 5, 10, 15, plus 3 is 18/5. Let's look at our second number. 5/5 one time. Once plus 4/5 equals 5 plus 4 equals 9/5. These are the two values that replaced these, and I'm just going to subtract them. So again, the number sentence should say 18/5 minus 9/5. 18/5 minus 9/5 equals 9/5. 18 minus 9 is 9. Now we'll take 9/5 and decompose it. It's improper, so I know there's at least a whole number in there. 5/5 is the size of one whole. If I add another 5/5, that's 10. So instead I'll add 4. 5 plus 4 equals 9. Based on this number sentence, I can see that I have one whole and 4/5. That's my answer, 1 and 4/5. We'll look at one more problem. 4/6 minus 5/6. I can't do that. I'm going to need to regroup. But in order to regroup, we'll have to decompose our numbers first. 6/6 is the size of a whole. There's going to be 4 of them. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, plus 4/6. 4 holes here and 4/6. 1, 2, 3, 4 holes here and 4/6 equals 6, 12, 18, 24, plus 4 is 28/6. This problem, 6/6 twice. That's once, twice, plus 5/6. 2 holes and 5/6, 2 holes and 5/6. If I'm adding my numerators, 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 5 is 17. 17/6. Okay, we'll take a look down here. These are the two numbers that replace the mixed numbers in my problem, so I'm just going to subtract them. I'm going to subtract them. 28 minus 17 equals 11/6. This is my answer. I need to turn it into a mixed number. So here's 11/6 equals, I know I can take out one whole. If I add another whole, that's going to be 12. That's too many, so we'll add 5. 6 plus 5 is 11. Based on this number sentence, I should have one whole and 5/6. That's my answer, 1 and 5/6. That's all for now. Check back later. We'll look at some more problems for review, deciding when to regroup and whether or not I need to add or subtract based on the word problem.